Is it possible that Elvis Presley might be alive?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at rumors about celebrities that have been debunked.
Well, guess what? We have the gerbil. He's here and he's going on the record.
Wow.
Number 10. Harry Styles spits on Chris Pine. By the time it was released in September 2022, the behind-the-scenes drama surrounding Don't Worry Darling sparked more chatter than the film itself.
Are you the man that you say you are?
There were various stories about the supposedly troubled production and tensions between the cast. We can put at least one rumor to rest, however. When the psychological thriller premiered at Venice, a video was taken, seemingly showing Harry Styles spitting on co-star Chris Pine before sitting down.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about. This viral moment with Chris Pine at the Venice Film Festival.
While Styles made a gesture with his mouth, no saliva is visible. Pine appears puzzled, but doesn't look like someone who just got spat on. Although Styles joked about this at Madison Square Garden,
I just popped very quickly to Venice to spit on Chris Pine.
he brushed off the rumor while Pine's representatives called the claims a, quote, complete fabrication. Pine himself also outright denied it.
I think what he said is he leaned down and I think he said, "It's just words, isn't it?" Because we had this little joke, because we're all jet lagged, we're all trying to answer these questions, and sometimes when you're doing these press things, your brain goes a befuddled and, you start speaking gibberish.
Number 9. R.I.P. Steve Burns. In 1996, Blue's Clues premiered on Nickelodeon, turning host Steve Burns into a TV icon.
Hi out there. It's me, Steve. Have you seen Blue, my puppy?
About 2 years into production, rumors started circulating that Burns had tragically died. Burns would appear on The Rosie O'Donnell Show to dispel these rumors. The hoax drew comparison to a similar conspiracy that Paul McCartney died and was replaced with a lookalike. Blue's Clues co-creator Angela Santamero felt this was different, given the show's young audience. After Burns left Blue's Clues in 2002, the rumors gained traction again.
Okay, so you've probably noticed that from time to time, I like to wear a green striped shirt.
The most widespread iteration seemed to be that Burns died from an overdose of substances. Then, in 2015, a fake news story claimed that Burns had perished in a car crash. Of course, those who followed the paw prints know this isn't true.
I guess I just wanted to say that after all these years, I never forgot you. Ever.
Number 8. Lea Michele can't read. To say that not everyone is a Lea Michele fan would be an understatement.
I just got you on the cover of New York Magazine.
In the background, you were practically glowing about it.
That's because I accomplished something. It had nothing to do with you.
While there have been numerous stories about the Glee star, the most outlandish is that she's illiterate. The rumor seemingly emanated from a 2017 episode of the One More Thing podcast. Discussing Naya Rivera's memoir, hosts Jay Hunt and Robert Ackerman threw out theory that Michelle couldn't read.
Do you have any idea how difficult it is to be me? Do you have a Facebook account or Twitter account?
Yes.
Do you have time to watch Bravo or read a book or buy laces for your incredibly high comical boots? I don't. It's exhausting being me.
They took this further in a Facebook Live video, providing so-called evidence. It might have been a joke, but that didn't stop the internet from latching on. Although Michelle repeatedly denied these claims, the rumor still made the rounds every few years. In 2025, Michelle dropped by Therapus with Jake Shane, reading cards live in an attempt to close the book on this.
Okay, what should this person do? Take the win or tell the truth?
Well, what was I didn't even catch. I was so enamored.
Let me read it to you again, Jake.
Okay.
Number 7. Halle Berry's 6 toes. No matter how beautiful someone else is, there will always be those who try to find perceived imperfections, even if they have to make them up. In Halle Berry's case, it was rumored that the Oscar-winning actress and Miss World contestant has 6 toes on 1 foot.
Are you okay?
A girl like me lands on her feet.
The earliest mention of this rumor we could find was in a 2005 article, although it's hard to say when and where exactly it originated. Regardless, Berry shot down this rumor in a 2022 episode of The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Citing her feet as her proudest physical feature, Berry showed off both to the audience. She even counted each piggy to confirm there were 5 on each.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's not the first time Barry went barefoot on camera if you need more evidence.
Well, Cliff, test results are in.
Number 6. Katy Perry is JonBenet Ramsey. In 1996, young beauty pageant winner JonBenet Ramsey mysteriously died in her home, launching conspiracy theories that persist even to this day.
A lot of things didn't make sense.
By far the strangest is that JonBenet is alive and she grew up to be pop star Katy Perry.
And you only think, always speak critically.
Popularized by David Johnson, the rumor generated attention about 2 decades after JonBenet's murder. In addition to noting a physical resemblance, conspiracy theorists believe Perry was throwing us off track when she reportedly said, quote, "There was no JonBenet Ramsey inside of me waiting to burst out."
Can't get off this ride.
The rumor resurfaced in a 2025 AI-generated video, to which Perry replied, quote, "Wait, am I?" The theory doesn't add up though, as Perry's upbringing is well documented and she was born 6 years before Ramsey, who had an autopsy. Number 5. Michael Jackson owns the Elephant Man's bones. We've heard so many crazy and not so crazy rumors about Michael Jackson that this one probably eluded you.
When you black out drinking and you do crazy things, you kind of become like Michael Jackson. Like any story anyone says about you might be true, and even you don't know by the end.
There's a misconception that the King of Pop purchased the bones of Joseph Merrick, aka the Elephant Man. Although such a transaction never took place, there might be some truth to this rumor.
I love the story of the Elephant Man. It reminds me of me a lot.
In 1987, Jackson reportedly offered to buy Merrick's skeleton from London Hospital Medical College for between $500,000 and $1 million. The college supposedly rejected him, although Jackson later claimed in 1993 that he, quote, "never asked for the Elephant Man's bones."
Where am I going to put some bones?
I don't know.
Yet Jackson acknowledged that he was fascinated by Merrick's story. In any case, it's safe to say that Jackson never possessed Merrick's bones. Today, Merrick's skeleton can be seen at the Royal London Hospital. Number 4. Mr. Rogers, American Sniper. When people think of wholesome figures, Fred Rogers immediately comes to mind.
I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you.
It's only natural there'd be myths attempting to shatter that illusion.
Hey neighbor, welcome to this neighborhood.
The one that hits the hardest is that Mr. Rogers was a sniper during the Vietnam War, being linked to the Navy SEALs and Marines. The rumor further claims that Rogers has multiple confirmed kills. Aside from not having a military record, Rogers would have been in his late 30s when US troops arrived in Vietnam. Rogers missed the draft age, and it's not like he had time to enlist. By this point, he was already working in television, going on to create Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood a year before the number of US troops in Vietnam peaked. It's pure make-believe.
Sometimes people get sad, and they really do feel bad.
Number 3. Richard Gearbill. How do we discuss gerbling without getting demonetized? Well, remember that South Park episode with Mr. Slave and Lemmy Winks? You should be able to fill in the blanks from there. Some have debated whether gerbling is even a real sexual practice.
First of all, it's who would?
A lot of people would.
No, they wouldn't.
What we can say with certainty is that Richard Gere never had a gerbil inside of him, despite that infamous urban legend. Predating the rise of the internet, this rumor goes back to the 80s when Gere was allegedly rushed to the emergency room for a gerbilectomy. The story only grew in notoriety during the 90s, although there's zero evidence backing it up. It's unclear who started the rumor, although Gere supposedly blamed Sylvester Stallone, who denies doing so.
I'll be subtle. I'm good at subtle.
Number 2. Walt Disney Frozen. Not long before he received the keys to the Magic Kingdom, Michael Eisner had a question for Walt Disney's daughter Diane. Before Eisner could even finish, Diane Disney told him, quote, "I know what you're going to ask, and no, Dad isn't frozen."
Disappointingly though, there is zero evidence that Walt Disney ever wanted to put himself in the deep freeze.
The fact that this question even entered Eisner's mind goes to show just how many bought into the idea that Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen. In reality, Disney died on December 15, 1966, about a month after being diagnosed with lung cancer. The rumor suggests that Disney is still in a chamber containing liquid nitrogen, waiting to be thawed once there's a cure.
Some say that the rumor was started by a few of the animators who worked for him.
Quite the opposite of being frozen, Disney was cremated. It might be time to let this one go.
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Elvis Presley alive. It's hard to think of a celebrity linked to more conspiracy theories than Elvis, the most popular being that the king of rock and roll didn't die in 1977.
May I ask, how many of you think Elvis died August 16th, 1977? Would you raise your hands? All right. Now may we see hands for those who think that Elvis may be alive. Very interesting. Thank you.
About a decade after Presley was pronounced dead, Louise Welling claimed that she saw Elvis at a Michigan Burger King, as well as a supermarket. Welling wasn't the first person to imply that Elvis might have faked his death. Author Gail Brewer Giorgio had been spinning tall tales for years.
Number 1, everything in this book has already been in the media before. All I did was take what was out there, compiled it, and put it together.
But this went into overdrive as Welling's alleged Elvis sighting made headlines. Although numerous outlets ran with the story, the truth is that multiple eyewitnesses can confirm that Presley died in Graceland. This includes his fiancée Ginger Alden, who discovered the body, and his daughter Lisa Marie Presley.
It was totally devastating to her, and I think that she in some ways spent her life grieving him.
What celebrity rumors do you think are bogus? Let us know in the comments.
Well, maybe this is all part of a larger plan. Maybe Elvis intends to return.